I'm recording. Oh, dude, everything's so squeaky in here. Hello. Welcome to On My Mind, the podcast featuring yours truly, Michael Martinez and Miguel.
You don't know my last name,
Oliver.
do you?
No, I know your last name.
Okay, say it.
Hey Siri. No, I'm kidding. And Miguel Pavon.
There you go.
This is the first episode of 2023. Welcome.
Yeah. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Merry Christmas.
Yay, Merry Christmas.
Happy holidays.
Kwanzaa.
Happy
whatever.
Martin Luther King Jr. Day.
Okay. Groundhog Day is tomorrow too.
Groundhog Day. Is it tomorrow?
Yeah, I think it's like a Canadian thing.
February.
Actually, I don't know.
Could be wrong.
I could be wrong, actually.
Bro, my thing says it's on Thursday, February 2nd.
Oh, I was looking at the wrong week. Bro,
Happy Groundhog Day. I mean,
yeah, take that back. But
shout out to all the Canadians.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a really long time since we've recorded the last episode. It was like sometime before we left, and we haven't recorded over the break. I didn't record anything over the break, and it was nice. I'm not gonna lie, it was just kind of chilling at
Laid
home.
back, yeah. Nothing to
and
do.
the craziest thing is that over the winter break, we saw like a huge boost in subscribers on the YouTube channel.
Mhm.
Like we were in the 50s when we went off our break, and now we're sitting at 73.
Thank you for the new subscribers.
Yeah,
You
like
guys,
legitimately.
yeah.
That came out of nowhere. I was like, what do we do? Like, I'm
I
just
don't
not gonna
know.
upload any episodes and then just watch our numbers grow.
Quality over quantity. That's the key to YouTube, or like anything really.
Nah, but I mean, like YouTube, like the algorithm really rewards consistency and like daily uploads and stuff. So
Mhm.
it's kind of like, I don't know.
It's a trade-off. There's a trade-off between those two.
Yeah. I don't know. YouTube algorithm is crazy. It's constantly changing, making it hard. You always got to be able to adapt if you want to stay mainstream. Otherwise,
yeah, no. Apparently, there's been like some stuff going on with YouTube and content creators where I think they like
something about violence.
Yeah, something about violence and how they're demonetizing a bunch of people because of their content, and they were pretty mad. So yeah, YouTube back at it once again.
I saw Moist Critical's video where he kind of talked about this, and like I think the thing that sucks the most about it is how it's like retroactive, where like on previous videos where this policy wasn't in place, like those will also get striked.
Yeah,
and that's kind of like unfair, I think, because it's like if you're gonna change the policy, I think also they're just like kind of not really well communicating or well effective in communicating that, hey, this is going to be a new change.
Yeah.
It doesn't affect us really like whatsoever.
Yeah, we're viewers. Unless we like flash like a picture of like some gore or something on the podcast, but I don't think
It's like we show a picture of a paper cut and it's like boom, or copyright strike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We won't.
The issue is not copyright.
Torture,
It's just I don't know what it's called. It's just like a violation of policy.
Yeah.
Demonetization.
I mean, even copyright is such a big problem with like YouTube too, where you show like a second of like a clip or like a music or like a song, and it just gets snatched by those greedy corporate overlords. Yeah,
my money.
It's their money apparently.
Yeah, I mean we've had a couple of copyright warnings on our videos.
Yeah, which one was it? Our sample.
we did 2 music themed episodes where it's like we listened to a bunch of instrumental music, and then we listened to like hip hop songs that sampled other songs, and we were like supposed to try to figure out which song it was
that sampled.
I can't remember the direction. I think we listened to the sample.
Yeah.
And then we
listened to the sample and we tried to figure out what
hip hop song
sampled it. Yeah.
Fun episodes, you should check them out.
Yeah.
And then those got copyrighted. But lucky for us,
unsurprisingly,
we're not like big or anything where I don't
know. I mean, if down the line we end up blowing up, we might have to do something about those.
We'll just like mute it.
Yeah, mute it. Or like I put the links in the description and just mute the audio.
Yeah.
So
I don't know, man. It's It's been pretty fun. I did. This is like last semester, or I guess last season, whatever you want to call it, was the first time that I had like a co-host in forever. And then Miguel joined us, and it's a blast. I think.
Then I'm gonna maybe leave next semester.
You want to talk about that?
Oh yeah, no. Well, I'm planning to go abroad next semester to the Czech Republic for a film program.
I mean, we proud of my boy.
Yeah, so I'm still not like 100% like sure, but there's a pretty good chance. So yeah, there's that. And unfortunately, I don't think I'll be able to co-host because the time difference, and plus I'm probably going to be very busy. So unless you want me to wake up like at however many hours ahead or behind.
I don't know what the time difference is.
I think I'm like, I actually don't know, but I'm pretty sure it's several hours.
From here to like the UK, I think it's like 5.
So it'd probably be like 7,
probably
6, 7, 8. So like, yeah.
If you're from the Czech Republic,
drop a comment down below. Let us know what time it is right now.
I don't know if we have any viewers, but I can check. But yeah, because going abroad is like a really big thing for juniors and seniors here at Bowdoin, and I'm sure at like many other schools, and so last semester was when all the applications were going out and people were signing up for either the spring junior year or fall junior year. I don't know. I didn't go through the process. I wanted to, and I chickened out. And I'm like, I don't know. I'm kind of good here. I know for computer science majors, there's a program in Copenhagen where you can get 2 computer science courses for a semester, or computer science credits. And apparently it's really fun. I know a couple people who've gone on that trip before, and they had a blast. Really enjoyed their time there. So if anything, there's a chance of that happening my senior year, in which this podcast probably, I don't know what would happen to it. Screw it. All our guests are from Europe.
We can hand it to Mario. He can manage it.
Can you imagine Mario as your host?
Welcome to All My Mind, the podcast. I'm Mario from NYC.
Oh man, I haven't heard that introduction in such a long time.
Oh yeah, I mean we need to have like an organized event, or like, you know, we have to say our names and stuff. And that's what he says every time it's his turn. Or he Mario just, or no, he
NYC.
He either says that or he just like makes up a name.
My name is Gustavo.
Gustavo Fring from Albuquerque, New Mexico. Yeah,
it's hilarious.
Study abroad. That's exciting. I already talked to a couple people who went, and apparently the program is very intensive. Yeah, there's like, it gets heated because, you know, like film production is very complicated and it involves a lot of people, and, you know, it's just a lot. So, like how in movies, whenever they're depicting like a production, it's like chaotic. I guess that's true from what I've heard from people. So that's exciting. I'm looking forward to that.
So what does like the program entail? Like, are you going to be like making like a short film or something like that?
Basically, yeah. I'm going to be making a short film on we're going to be filming on actual film stock. I'm going to be doing 16 millimeter film, which is like the beginner like section. Yeah. And we're going to be making a short film, and the way it works is that there are multiple productions happening at the same time. And like people pitch in their ideas, and then from all of the ideas, a few are selected, which go to production, and then each production has like their director, their assistant director, their director of photography or cinematographer, and like actors and all of that stuff. And you basically make multiple films throughout the span of a semester, basically. Yeah. And you can take on different roles. I know that there was one guy I talked to. His name is Eduardo Mendoza. Shout out to him. I think he was an editor for one film, and then he was an assistant director for another film. So, you know, like you take on multiple roles for multiple different productions. And then at the end, you know, you get to showcase them, and I guess you get to, like, people get to critique it or whatever. But yeah, so
exciting.
We'll see how that goes. I don't know. I've never worked with people in terms of film. Like, all of the work I've done is just by myself.
Yeah.
So working with other people is kind of exciting and scary at the same time, because I don't know, like, whether or not I'll get along with them or whatever.
Yeah, I feel like you kind of need that chemistry, because it's like opposing viewpoints on like how they want to go in like a certain direction for the movie. It's kind of like,
yeah, that's not productive at all.
Yeah.
That's like your worst enemy, is just arguing with people. But yeah, we'll see. I'm pretty excited. What else about it? I guess that's pretty much it. I don't know what else. Oh yeah. The way it works is that, I mean, in terms of like actors, so like it's going to be in FAMU, which I don't know what the acronym stands for. I just know it as FAMU, but it's basically like an academic institution of like arts. So they have like a film division, they have like a theater division, or like departments actually. And I think they have music too. So basically, like, I'm in the film division, I keep calling it division, department.
Oh.
Are going to be in the film department.
Yeah.
And then we're going to get our actors from like the theater department. So, you know, like the schools are kind of together, but they're separate. And it's basically it. I mean, I don't know what else to say about it other than, you know, looking forward to it, and hopefully it's not a terrible experience.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and also have to learn Czech too, so that's gonna be fun.
Are you like already?
No, all I know is ano, which means yes, and the only reason I know that is because I watched a Czech film which like said a lot of that, or like repeatedly. They repeated yes over and over again. So,
dang, that's kind of like surreal how like just kind of think about like a couple years back, you know, little high school Miguel, like ever dreaming of that, you know what I mean? And then like the fact that it's a possibility now is just crazy.
No, yeah.
Shout out to Questbridge.
Shout out to Questbridge. Yeah. Shout out to, I don't know. Anyone
I forgot the people.
I forgot the people who actually who were critical to my college career. Oh. Actually, no. I do remember a couple. I think the biggest one was my mom.
Yeah.
But I did have a boxing instructor who like really encouraged me to go to college. Like, despite how, because he was like, he's from Mexico, and he used to do like a lot of training and fighting over there. And that was basically like his career was just being a coach. So like naturally you would expect, like, you know, if you're going to be training with him, he would want you to be a boxer. Yeah. But actually, no, like the guy was pretty nice. He encouraged me to go to college. And I would say he really helped me with that. Just, you know, like not just with like boxing and stuff, but just like maintaining myself as a person and really dedicating myself to that. But yeah, and also just teachers in my high school. There were a couple teachers that really helped me with that. But you know, it's crazy. Like to think that I honestly never thought that I would be having this type of opportunity where I would go to, like, that was, the Czech Republic was probably the last place, or one of the last places I would envision myself going, like abroad. And it's just crazy how, you know, back in high school, I didn't really envision myself doing something like that. Cause like my first thought when it comes to studying abroad is just like money. Like, how can I afford that? You know, like it's just so expensive that it's basically impossible, or virtually impossible. But now, you know, where I'm here and have this opportunity in front of me, it's like, damn, like I kind of made it, but I'm still not there yet.
You're like making it.
Making it. And it's just so crazy, like how time just flies by and how your situation changes in terms of time passing. So yeah, it's a big eye opener. So whoever's in high school right now, you know, things can change. Don't, you know, it's not like it's going to be like that forever.
Right. And of course, success, like going to college and stuff like that, is probably one of the more like popular paths and stuff. But of course, there are other ways. So, it's just really about finding whatever works for you. And sometimes it kind of finds you. So
that's true. Yeah.
Yeah. Questbridge found me like they sent like a brochure or something like that. And then I was like, nah, bro, this is a scam. Cause I kept getting, like other ones like that like I'd look up like name of the scholarship, Reddit. The homies on Reddit know everything,
they know everything. Yeah.
And so that's where I like to fact check some of my stuff sometimes. And then like, I got in a couple that were like, yeah, no, these are fake, or like emails from random places that are like totally scams.
Yeah.
And then for whatever reason, like I went to my counselor for Questbridge. I didn't go on Reddit. I went to my counselor and I'm like, yo, I got a bunch of these and I just want to hear what you think. And then he's all like, out of those, I think Questbridge would be like the best one for you. And I'm like, oh, this is a legit thing. And then now I'm here. So
yeah, no, I don't even know how I found out about Questbridge. I think I just like got an email one day. Like it was just like the lamest way, just like an email. I'm like, what is this? And it's like, oh, they can pay for my tuition for 4 years. That's crazy.
That is.
And then I kind of went head on to that. Now I'm here too. So yeah.
Sophomores. We're at the point where we can declare our major now.
Oh yeah.
Form due soon. Shout out to Anid.
Did you do the form already?
I have not completed the form yet, but I know what I want to do.
Yeah, I have. And it was kind of anticlimactic. It's because it's just like, just put it in. It's not like,
Yeah.
But yeah, do you want to say what's your like unofficial declaration?
My unofficial declaration. You guys at On My Mind, the podcast, heard it here, folks. First. You guys heard it here first, folks.
We need a drum roll.
I need to work on the soundboard. It's because like we're just here and then we leave. Like I don't work on it. I don't work here. I don't I just record. I have all of my stuff in like a hard drive and then I like go, or a flash drive.
You dip.
Yeah, and then I don't come back until we record again. But I have spoken about this many times on the show already, so like it's probably not going to be a surprise, but I'm planning on going into computer science and education, like coordinate majors, and then a math minor. And so like computer science can be its own major, education cannot. You have to like pair something with it. It's kind of like environmental science or digital and computational studies here. Like cuz education, like there's not enough requirements for it to be its own major.
Is it a minor?
Like, well, no, it's like...
Or can it be a minor?
There is a minor. There's an education minor, but I'm going to be doing the major. And it's just like it has you take like 2 more classes. But
it's not that bad.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a nice combination. The plan is to kind of like, I want to get into tech because that's where like my passion lies with computer science. I'm talking like artificial intelligence and software engineering, things like that. And then from there, after I get that bag, teaching is like where my other passion lies, and that's where the education comes in play. And then my idea, like this is just a theory, like I don't know if there's any like projection or like trends that are happening right now, but I think like in 20-30 years, like computer science is going to be more prevalent in like K through 12 schools. Well, they'll start having like little kids like coding and things like that.
It's crazy.
And so I'm playing the long game here.
You're playing the long game.
So like as those kind of positions open up, then like
But what if AI takes over and they're gonna be the teachers?
Nah, I mean honestly, don't tell me that.
You're gonna be your own demise because you'll be like working with AI, and at one point you're gonna make an AI so like powerful that.
Listen, then in that case, then like I mean, if that were to happen, then I just stay in the tech industry. I'm chilling. But yeah, that's kind of the plan. Ultimately, I would love to be a professor. I think that's kind of down the line. Dream job for me.
Professor Martinez, PhD. Would you get a PhD or no?
I mean, I feel like I kind of have to.
I guess. Yeah.
Like,
or a master's.
I don't know how many professors you know that only have a bachelor's degree.
I mean, I don't know if you can do it with a master's. I don't know. You might.
I think there are some like professors who are like currently getting their PhD.
Or yeah, you could be
things
like
that. There's probably like programs and stuff.
like a intermediate professor where you're like working towards it.
I don't know, but that's of course many years down the line. I'm still kind of young. I mean, I'm not even 20 yet. About to be. Birthday's next week actually.
Next week.
Woo, the big 20. Yeah, but that's yeah.
That's you. Yeah, that's you.
I was like trying to figure out what were we talking about before.
We were talking about the
majors, Czech Republic.
Or majors and minors and whatnot.
Oh, I mean, I guess you can share what you ultimately decided to declare.
Yeah, mine's. I guess it's not as obvious because I kind of been like debating what I want to do.
Yeah, we had a whole segment on that before.
But I did submit the form, and I am a prospective visual arts Hispanic studies double major and a cinema studies minor. So I'm fully, I'm spearheading into creative arts. Yeah. And we'll see how that turns out.
It's really sick. I mean, we got a humanities guy, and then you got a STEM guy, and then that's just... It honestly doesn't really change anything. Yeah. Like, I don't know.
I feel like...
I don't know where I was going with that.
No, I think I know where you were going. I think what you were trying to say is that it really is like your major and your minor doesn't really impact like your career prospects as much as people think or make it up to be.
That is true.
Because from what I've heard, like I've been talking to alumni because of bootcamp. Well, we could talk about that too.
Oh yeah,
bootcamp. But I've been talking to the alumni and just like researching and all that stuff, and like they would have, like some of them would have majors and minors that aren't even related to their field. So it's like, does it really matter? And I guess it does matter to a degree, because it's what you want to do.
It's kind of like a preference.
But it's not like a dead, it's not like a end all be all. This is what you have to do for the rest of your life type thing. Yeah. Which I really, like, it does kind of relieve me because, it's just like thinking about creative arts because it's tough out there for, like art people in terms of like finding employment and all that stuff. So, hopefully, I think what matters here more is experience. And I've heard that plenty of times where people are like, oh, like I've been working with, like, despite having this degree, I've been working on this. And, the more experience I got, the more opportunities I got, and, kind of just like snowballs or whatever. Yeah. But just being able to have that experience with, what you want to do and building off of that, which is why I'm going abroad. Cause this is a great experience to like have in film, and in the film industry is actually making like it's a short film, but it's still something. It's not like a feature film, but being able to create something and work, in an industry like environment. Mm-hmm. So that way, I'll be able to have opportunities, whether I want to be like, I don't know, director of photography or like, an assistant director or, like all of that stuff. So I think that's what you were trying to say. I'm not sure.
Something along those lines.
Along those lines.
I think a good example of kind of like your career not ending up being what your degree might say was I took a class with a professor whose first degree was a like bachelor's in theater, and he was my computer science professor. And like I think he like did theater for a little bit, and he's all like, nah. And then he got another degree in computer science, and then like master's and PhD and everything. And then he ended up here at Bowdoin, and he recently like taught his last class. Actually, I was his last class, which is pretty sick. Quite the honor, because apparently he was here a long time. He did a lot of good things here, and was pretty successful. So it's just kind of crazy to think about, like when you make that decision where it's like, I'm done working, and like I'm gonna retire. Like that's just like why. Like I don't know.
How do you do that?
I don't know.
Like would you be able to, I guess if you have like a 401k or something like that.
I mean, like money
in,
aside though, it's just kind of like what do you do? Like
you play golf, you watch TV, you go to like Florida or something.
Yeah, definitely gonna have to move to like a cheaper place to live.
Yeah. But I don't know, retirement sounds interesting.
Yeah,
an interesting concept where you're just like, okay, I'm done. You know, I don't know. Would you ever retire?
I mean, I feel like, yeah. It's just, I think the biggest thing for me is, like, some of my biggest, like, long-term goals would be, I want to be able to have a family. I think that's probably where I should start. And then also just kind of be able to, like provide for them in the sense where they can kind of feel, like, okay. And like live in like a good environment. Not that I grew up in like a poor. Nah, who am I lying? I'm delusional, bro.
Not that I grew up in a disadvantage or anything.
But I mean, like social mobility is kind of like my goal.
Yeah.
Where like my family that I hope to raise one day is like, bro. I was looking at Zillow the other day, like in my area, bro. Houses be expensive, dog. I ain't gonna lie.
They are. I mean, the housing market is a complete like circus right now.
I was looking at like houses in my area, and back in Santa Ana, there's like a really beautiful place called Floral Park, and it's just like a part of the city. I don't know. Super amazing. I live close to there. I don't live in it, but I live close to there, and there's just like nice houses everywhere. The streets are well paved and everything, and it's where my mom and I over the summer went on a lot of bike rides because it's just like really nice and quiet. And I was looking at houses there, and I'm like, the cheapest one is like 1.2 million, and I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
And then like it went all the way up to like almost 3, and I'm like, that's crazy.
No, yeah, it's scary to think that at one point we're gonna have to deal with that, bro. Deal with that.
And like prices are only gonna go up, so that's just
inflation.
I don't know, man. Like ultimately I do want to buy a house. I hope to get my parents a house because they've been kind of seeking for that for a while now, for like a really long time. And I think they found an opportunity where like they were gonna move to like a cheaper city, like, but we would have to move like an hour or 2 away from where we were. And my mom ultimately chose to stay because she wanted me to finish out my high school and stuff. And she didn't want to disrupt any of that. And so because of that, like they stayed when like they had the opportunity to move out and things like that. And so now I feel like I gotta kind of repay that,
return the favor,
because if like they hadn't, then who knows if I would have learned about Questbridge and taken the appropriate
timeline
steps. Yeah, it's like the butterfly effect. Actually I think that's what, the butterfly effect. Where it's just like decisions like that really have a big impact on the timeline and the multiverse.
The multiverse, it's out there, guys. It's real.
Yeah.
Right? On my mind, conspiracies.
Yeah, man. I mean, speaking of like segments and stuff, I wanted to introduce. I probably should have said this way at the beginning of the episode, but if you guys are still listening, thank you guys so much. Leave a like. Actually, I've learned that likes don't impact like the algorithm whatsoever. That's what I've heard.
All right.
It's all about watch time these days. Like if you don't get the watch time, like then it's not, YouTube's not gonna push it out. Like you can have 1 million likes. Well, actually, I feel like that would push it out.
It probably did.
But I mean, like, the likes are kind of losing their prominence.
Power.
Yeah.
Well, in that case, just leave your monitor on with our, or
just
like
just loop the podcast.
Yeah, just loop the podcast over and over again. You could just leave it there. Like you don't have to actually listen to it. You just have to loop it.
Okay. Have it in like a pin tab in the background.
Yeah, and you'll be doing us a favor. Do that instead of liking our stuff. Okay.
also like our stuff. I mean, you might as well be doing that if you're going
or
through
you
all
can
this.
do both. Yeah, they're not mutually exclusive.
Anyway, so yeah. I had mentioned this to Miguel because even though we weren't uploading anything, like we were still cooking, you know.
He's been using that ever since I came back,
phrase, bro.
Let him cook.
Let him cook. So funny. Anyway.
Anyways.
Yeah. And I came up, dude. Like the way this happened was so funny. I was out with my dad getting groceries and stuff. And like we pull up to the parking lot, and then my dad's all like, do you want to get off? I'm just gonna grab like something real quick. And I'm like, nah, I'll stay. So then I like stayed in the parking lot, you know. I'm just chilling, waiting for my dad. And then like the idea hit me out of nowhere. I was just like kind of looking out the window, and then I noticed my reflection, and then for whatever reason that kind of like became like some sort of like I don't know, it got me into like a deep state of thought, you know. I was like, you know, I started levitating, and my brain just unlocked its full potential. Yeah. And then I'm like, what if we like have a segment on the show where like we reflect on the good things in our lives, and then I'm like, okay, but I gotta think about like how to make it catchy, you know. And so I'm like, okay, it has to do something with minds, right? Because I mean, that was my initial thought. I'm like, we gotta make it, you know, like
you mean like minds like the brain, or minds like you step on it and it explodes?
No. Okay. For the much needed clarification there. Yeah. So like I'm trying to like do some wordplay with like mind. Now you got me saying mind. Yeah. So like I don't know. I'm thinking or whatever. And then for whatever reason I'm like, well, what if we just call it like our weekly W's?
Our weekly W's.
Mm-hmm. And then I'm like, wait a minute.
You can hear like
like someone random in the corner was like, let him cook.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, OWW.
The gears turning in his head.
And then basically, you know, from the reflections to the OWW, I'm like, bro, OWW is like OMM, but just like flipped upside down. And so I thought that was a genius idea. So I want to introduce a segment called Our Weekly W's, where the audience, this will probably be something done through like Instagram, where like before we record, maybe like a day before or something, I'll this would be really fun, like sneak peek for next week. But if we do this segment with our guest next week, like what are your weekly W's?
Yeah, it'll be like so invested in the conversation. It's like something very serious, and you're like, now for.
I mean, if anything, we can kind of like open up with it, just kind of like.
Yeah, we can just do like a little thing.
Yeah. Anyway, so our weekly W's, where you guys can submit to us some of your accomplishments, some things you're proud of. Some good things that happened to you. And I'd love to kind of just read them out and like spread some positivity on the show. And
we need more of that in this world. We need more positivity.
Hell yeah.
I'm tired of hearing about controversies and violence and how's the Family Guy intro go? Like,
it seems today that all you see is violence in movies and sex on TV. Beware of those good old-fashioned values.
Yeah, basically.
Sponsored by Family Guy. Oh, dude. Not really Family Guy, but like another like adult animation. Rick and Morty apparently lost their
yes.
like.
A lot of I
don't know what happened with him, but apparently they cut ties with Justin Roiland, who is like
the voice actor,
the voice of the show. Basically, I think he did both Rick and Morty.
Yeah. He's done a lot of questionable things. Allegedly. Put that. But that's going on. But
our weekly W's.
We want to be positive, all right? We want to, obviously we'll talk about, maybe some uncomfortable stuff here and there.
Yeah.
Or like, some controversial stuff.
Sometimes uncomfortable means real though,
That's true. Yeah. You want to be grounded to reality, but at the same time, you don't want to get too sucked
like
up
me
into
who
it.
was like, I didn't grow up in like a poor place.
Yeah. You don't want to get too sucked
up. Am I kidding?
Everything sucks, like people are terrible. I don't want to trust anyone. Don't trust anyone.
Yeah. Anyway,
politics. Politics. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. You'll probably see that on the Instagram, if anything. Yeah. I mean, I'd like to hear from you guys.
Yeah. And it could be anything. All right. It doesn't have to be like, oh, I got accepted into a good school. Like it could just be like, I don't know, I got out of bed this morning.
Hell yeah.
That's honestly, I like to think of that being the biggest challenge of every day is getting out of bed. So that way,
bro, it's for real is a challenge.
Once you do that, then you have the whole day ahead of you.
I think for me, like an ideal morning is kind of like I get out of bed and I have a good breakfast. I think as long as I can get those two steps, or like I also got to get ready. Like I'm all like dressed up and everything today, which is actually for something that's happening after this. But I don't know if we were supposed to dress up right now. I'm like I'm just gonna put on something.
I mean,
nice.
I just came in this because
you came from work.
I came from work. Yeah, I work at the cafe. I'm a barista.
I'm also gonna be working at the cafe.
Yeah,
man, some updates, man.
Yeah, some updates. He's gonna be at the cafe. Yeah. This is basically my backup plan if being going into film doesn't work.
Catch him at the Starbucks.
Yeah. Order for Michael.
For Michelle.
Bro,
they always got my name wrong.
Yeah. No, I'm telling them that I'm like Dave or Bob. So that way they don't screw up my order.
And then you like,
and then some other dude goes up. I'm like, what's up? Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of updates. Oh yeah, boot camp too.
Yeah,
that
sure. We'll get into that.
Yeah.
I didn't go.
You didn't go because you stayed here.
I stayed at home.
I mean, he stayed at home. Sorry. No, yeah.
I feel like I didn't really miss out on much, but it was definitely like a beneficial experience.
It was. I feel like overall it was. I feel like there were things it could have improved upon, like because they didn't really have anything for creative art people. It was mostly tech, policy, government, economics is what else? Like sciences, but there wasn't really anything for film. So I'm kind of just like, what's up, guys? But yeah, no, it wasn't like the best thing ever, but I would say there were a couple of things that were actually helpful from that. But yeah.
What would you say it was like? Probably something you felt was like the most helpful for you.
Just like informational stuff about jobs and like the markets plural. Or like the most eye-opening thing was that it's not like you have to really dedicate yourself to one thing, like to one profession only. Like you can jump around and do all that stuff, which, in hindsight, I had this mindset where like, like if I really want to like do one thing, then I would have to dedicate a lot to it, when in reality it's just, you can jump from thing to thing. You can try new stuff, and if you don't end up liking it, then it's not a big deal. Like you can look for other stuff, and even then, like a lot of the things, especially like for me, like I'm not like, say if film, if I couldn't do film for whatever reason, I'd probably do like photography or like journalism or a creative director of some sorts. Like even though they are different professions technically, they still involve a lot of the same skills, which are helpful in if I ever do choose to pursue something else, or kind of jump between different like career paths, which I find pretty relieving in some ways. But yeah, I feel like that was probably the most important thing that I got out of it. But
I think one of the like most effective skills. Like if you're really unsure about what to do and you don't really know, like, you know, like, oh, I don't want to learn a code, or like I don't want to learn like I don't know, just like random skills that are pretty niche. I feel like the skill that can be applied to most, if not all, jobs.
Excel. Learn Excel and Word.
Not where I was going, but
yeah, that's the only thing you need to know.
I was gonna say, learn how to be an effective communicator. You know, through speech, through writing. I feel like most jobs are kind of value that, where it's like you can be like a really good writer and be a good writer and take that anywhere. Even though it's like, oh, I'm only gonna be like, let's say someone who like totally think they wouldn't, like, I don't know, someone who would like work for NASA and be like, well, I'm just gonna be like punching in numbers into a computer all day and like be, you know, calculating a bunch of stuff, and like I don't really need writing. But it's like,
you gotta explain that to someone else.
Yeah,
at one point or another.
Especially with like NASA, I feel like you work in teams, and that's like the big thing. Like, that's a large reason why I do this show. I think it's because, I mean, like the way you develop that skill is by practicing. And so kind of being able to do that, you know, it's like talking to anyone really, just, you know, friends, family, other people, strangers are like a pretty good one, because it's like,
it's hard.
Like, this is someone you don't know, and it can be very uncomfortable. But if you can like thrive in those kind of situations, then those skills can be applied to like anything.
Yeah, if you can like talk to, you know, like if you're able to convince a complete stranger
all right,
of something, then I think you are good. You know, I think you have that skill down. Right?
Yeah. It's like I don't know why I was just reminded of like Impractical Jokers, where it's like they have like some challenges where it's like they go one-on-one with another like joker, and they're like debate, and they have to try to convince someone to agree with one of them, and whoever they agree with wins. And then, but like the arguments are like super silly, stupid, and like dumb, and so it's like I don't know why I remember this one in particular, but there was one where like two of them had to argue which one is like the worst disease, foot fungus or body lice. I think body lice won that one, but I mean, like
foot fungus sounds more vulgar. I would probably choose that one.
Yeah, but play the clip. No, I'm kidding. Play the clip. No, I don't know if I could find a YouTube video for that one, but it's just like, I feel like that'd be a fun segment to do. It's like, all right, we have written up a bunch of arguments for each other, and we have to try to convince a third party.
Which one? No. Did they like? How did it work? Did they like? Was the third party aware of what was going on?
No, it was like they were at a mall, and they were like supposedly like arguing in public, and then they would like be like, hey, well, what do you think, and then they would make their case.
We should do that. They shouldn't be in it, so that we would just like bring up some bullshit and just be like, you know, like.
See, the thing about Bowdoin is that it's a very small school, so it's like you could probably do that, but I feel like within 20 minutes, like a lot of people are gonna know what's up, and it's like, oh well, then, you know, it's not much of a surprise anymore. But they do this in like New York City, and so it's like,
it's a bunch of people.
Yeah, there's a bunch of people, and so they get a lot of. I think they like throughout the years they've gotten a lot of like fans who have been like, "Oh, I love your show," and you know they kind of like ruined the bit. But I mean, they still have like a really good like handful of like random people that they find. I don't know. That show is pretty funny. It's one of my like go-to shows when I'm like I have nothing to do.
Practical Jokers. How long has it been going on?
I think it's still going.
But like how long? Do you know when it first started?
I think 2011.
It's a long time.
So it's been like 10 plus years, I could say. That's crazy. Like I want to get to that point where like I've been doing this show for like 10 plus years. So far, this show started in 2020. So in
2030.
In May, this will hit the 3-year anniversary.
3 years. No, yeah.
That's kind of wild. But I mean, I love doing the show. It's so much fun. And like I get to talk to, I think it's even better when I have a co-host because otherwise it'd just be me. Yourself. It'd just be me in the other studio even because that's like for solo stuff. I'm just like, hey guys, welcome to On My Mind podcast. And like just no energy. But today, I don't know.
Today we'll be talking about sports. Today we'll be talking about what's worse, foot fungus or body lice?
I mean, body lice is just like, it's like he's constantly itching and it's like irritating.
Yeah,
you know?
But foot fungus, like if you're walking every day, imagine how that would feel.
I mean, but there's fixes for that. Like you can get a wheelchair. Fixes
but still, that's very inconvenient.
I mean, so is body lice.
Yeah, but with body lice,
it doesn't matter. You're in a wheelchair or not. You're gonna have body lice. You know what I mean?
Does the condition include like a remedy? Like, are you able to get rid of it?
I don't know. Because like in the moment, it's just kind of like in the moment.
Like right now, would you rather have foot fungus or body lice? Like right now,
choose one or die.
Choose one or die.
Oh, I don't know if we can say that word on YouTube.
Choose one or
perish.
Perish. Yeah. There you go.
That was the most.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else?
What else? I mean, I could talk about sports. I could talk about sports all day, bro.
Welcome to On My Mind, the sports podcast.
Welcome to On My Mind. I don't know what like wordplay I could do.
On my balls. I like we both thought of it at the same time.
Yeah, I guess NBA update. The All-Stars just dropped. Or like they dropped the starting lineups for the All-Stars, which is going to be like mid-February, I think. And it's the way the voting happened was they let the fans vote, and basically every day for like the past month or two, you were able to do like a daily vote where like you choose 5 players in each conference, and then you like say, okay, these are my picks. And so you know they got a bunch of numbers and stuff, and that's kind of like how they chose the starters. I know it's not just that. I know the media also gets to choose, and then as well as like some people. I think the players themselves, like they get to choose like peers and stuff. And so all of that is taken into consideration, and that's what creates like the players who are selected as all-stars. And I don't know if you've heard anything, but like LeBron James is probably one of the most hated.
LeBron James.
He's probably like one of the most like people like to hate on people like for no reason,
just because he's successful or whatever.
Yeah, it's kind of like, one of those things, because like one of the biggest like things about his legacy is like for how long he's been playing and like how long he's been able to stay like at the top of the game. Well, I say at the top in quotes because like the Lakers right now is like the team he plays for, and they're buns, bro. It's just like LeBron and other people. And I mean, a large part of it is just like I think they went through like a head coach change this season, and then they also like had some behind the scenes kind of stuff where it's just like I don't know what was going on in the locker room or things like that. And then it's just like a bunch of I don't know. And then like I think they also like kind of rebuilt their team a little bit, and so there's like, you know, lack of chemistry, and I don't know. But point is, LeBron has basically been carrying the team on his back, and then a lot of people give like the media hate because they only talk about LeBron and the Lakers when they're not even relevant in like the playoffs or whatever. And no one's talking
LeBron's
about
fucked up and what is it? His fucked up toes. That's crazy, bro.
I'm not. I don't want to see these.
No, there's like a picture of it, and it's like they're just all crooked.
Like how that's the one thing you bring up,
because that's what I was. I think it was a Reddit or whatever, and they just like showed up on my feed. I'm like, what the hell?
Anyway, yeah. So he's still playing. Like he's dropping a bunch of points. He's about to beat like the number one like all-time record for points scored this season in like probably a couple weeks now. The person who previously or who currently has the record is Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. And so that's kind of like a big name to overpass. And there's just like also a lot of debates about like who's the GOAT, greatest of all time, like Michael Jordan, LeBron James, and you know, there's like he's just kind of been like I would say like homie has not regressed whatsoever. like he's I mean his 3-point shooting kind of like fell off this season, but he's against my team, the Clippers, he dropped 9 of them bombs, and that was crazy. But we still won because he has no help.
Yeah, because they suck.
Sorry, yeah.
By the way, I'm not a big basketball person, so that's a very subjective take.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't say subjective.
Okay.
But, anyway, I'm the more basketball head.
Yeah.
Here.
I don't know. What sports do I watch? Do I watch sports? Maybe. I don't know.
I see with every other sport though, I only watch like big games, like the Super Bowl or like the World Series or like the World Cup. You know, things like that. Like I don't really watch like regular season stuff.
Yeah, stay up.
Except for basketball. Basketball, I'm invested. Anyway, so
LeBron, you know what I've been watching? I've been
professional bowling.
No, professional chase tag, world chase tag.
I think I've heard of this.
Where like they have like a whole setup.
Yeah,
and it's like, yeah.
Isn't it like they do a bunch of parkour and stuff?
Yeah,
right?
They do like parkour, and you have like 20 seconds to tag the other guy or something like that.
That sounds like fun.
I was like on a rabbit hole one day just watching that shit.
Oh
and,
man,
yeah, and it's just so mesmerizing because the way they just flow and move, like that's the actual sport. And like sometimes like it's also very dangerous too because like if you slip or something, like you can fuck yourself up. Like you can like hit your your face, you can hit the back of your head or whatever. They don't use any protection, so like it's just crazy. The stakes are high in many levels. So
did you ever go through a parkour phase where you like parkour and then
and then like roll on the couch or whatever? I'm pretty sure I did. I'm pretty sure I did at some point in middle school.
My grandma's backyard used to have like a wall, and I used to practice wall running.
Wall running?
I could only get like 2 steps.
Is that even like humanly possible? Can you do that?
It like, I don't think it's not like Call of Duty levels of wall running, but it's like definitely possible where you can get like a solid 4 or 5 steps.
Yeah, because I think you just have to like put your energy like at an angle, so that way, and then the more. I don't know. I don't know
but
physics.
like that's like the one thing that I've tried with parkour.
What have I done? I kind of just like climbed over walls.
I've never climbed a tree in my life.
I climbed a tree and I fucked up.
I feel like hand. It would mess up. Yeah, like your arms. Like it's so rough.
It is very rough. Yeah. To think that our ancestors were doing that, that's crazy. I guess they had like rougher hands. I don't know.
Like calluses and everything.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like my hands are smooth.
My hands are. I don't know. But it's hard to actually judge how like the composition of your body is because you're feeling your own body. You're
rubbing your own hands.
Yeah, it's like how can you tell it's soft if you're using your other hand to register it, you know? But yeah, no, sports, World Chase Tag. What else have I been watching? I used to watch a lot of Formula One, but not that much anymore because it kind of fell like ever since the 2021 World Championship, it kind of just fell. I don't know.
It fell off?
Yeah, it fell off pretty much. And also like, because when we were talking about LeBron James, that reminded me of Lewis Hamilton, which is like who's essentially is in the same boat where it's like, oh, he's so successful and popular, but people hate him because he's so successful and popular.
Yeah.
So that's what he reminded me of. Formula One. What else do I watch? I don't know. I haven't really been up to date with any sports because I've been just busy all the time. I don't know. What I like to do is I like to just like whenever I find something very niche online, I just like to just go on a rabbit hole on it.
Yeah.
And just like, you know.
I feel like TikTok is a very like easy way to do that because the For You page automatically gets you there.
Yeah, the algorithm is like a hive mind, and it just like it takes your brain and it like wrinkles it and it like massages it and then puts it back in your body.
It's just like that little burst of dopamine, and then it's like, all right, that's crazy. Like I watched or one of the Pokemon YouTubers. I was gonna look up like. I just searched up LeBron James on Twitter just to see what people were saying, but I couldn't find any spicy stuff. So, which is interesting because you usually find spicy stuff on Twitter.
Yeah, Twitter is a fun place.
I'm on it like all the time now. Like I'm probably on it more than I am on Instagram, which is kind of sad. I got to get off that anyway.
Yeah.
So I was this Pokemon YouTuber that I watched. His name is Shady Penguin. He's one of the OGs. You know, back in the day, he was like a big Wi-Fi battle person, and you know he like hosted a official Pokemon VGC tournament or video game something console.
No, wait, what was it? VGC?
VCG or VGC? No, VGC.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
it's
but
like the
point is it's like hosted by
yeah.
Pokemon, and like he, you know, they somehow got him to like host, and he was like a commentator, and he did that for a while. But anyway, he like released an update video kind of just talking about like the direction of his channel. I love those update videos, bro, where it's just like, we need to talk.
Yeah, it's like it's like a very
thumbnail. It's just like their face.
Yeah, it's like a suspenseful title. It's like all in small caps.
It's like there's an update.
Yeah, there's a period.
Yeah, no,
there's like no thumbnail. It's just him.
I don't know why that but it gets clicks. That's the thing.
Yeah,
like we should do that for our podcast. Be like, we have an update, guys.
We have an update, guys.
We need to talk.
We need to talk. This is a serious talk. I never get to the talk. We just be like, we have something very, very important to
and
say.
Then it's just to say something like we're gonna have a new segment called our weekly W's, but we just ramble on for like 15 minutes before that, and then that's the announcement at the end, and be like, hope you guys are excited for the future, and thank you for listening.
Yeah,
and then bye. Yeah. Anyway, he like mentioned how the social media or like content creating is evolving. In a way where it's like short form content has really like taken over.
Oh my god, bro, you don't even know. Have you seen like those like, I'm pretty sure this happens on TikTok, but I've also seen them on Instagram where it's like there's like a Family Guy clip, and then in the bottom it's like some video, like it's some like mobile game or whatever that's playing, and they're both playing at the same time, and it's just so crazy because, you know, it's like why would you do that? You know, and have you not seen those before?
I don't know what you're talking about, bro.
You haven't seen those? I mean, I don't know if I can show you, but the way they're organized, so it's like a clip. It's a clip of anything. It could be like a clip of Family Guy. It could be like a YouTube clip.
Are you talking about like is this like one video?
Yes, it's like one TikTok video or whatever, or like a reel or whatever they're called. Yeah. And like half of it is like a clip of like a TV show or movie.
Oh, I know you're talking about. I know you're talking about.
In the bottom, they have like
usually it's like a car or something, right? Or like some kind of like
they have like either like Subway Surfers.
Yeah, that's like what I mean. I've seen these. Usually for me, I've seen a couple where it's like Minecraft speedruns or something where they're like doing parkour or stuff.
Or like they're doing parkour. It's like they have like, it's just so crazy how like that's what's out there right now.
And then they're just like saying like a random irrelevant story, not even talking about the gameplay.
Yeah, like it's just so crazy. Like that's the state of social media right now. It's just like, it's just so much like, what's it called? What's the term?
I don't know, bro.
I don't remember. But yeah, it's like it's just trying to get your attention. You know, it's like
that is honestly one of the most valuable things these days.
I know, but it's just so crazy. Like the extent it goes to just have your attention. It's like either you're looking at the clip or you're looking at whatever's going on in the bottom.
No, bro, my favorite thing are those like video game ads or like the mobile game ads where it's like, are you cheating on me? And then it's like, no, I have a level 5 champion or whatever. And then they like talk. I'm like, what the fuck am I watching?
Yeah, but no, it's just so crazy how that's like that exists. I never thought that would like we would come down to that, but now
remember back in the days when it was just like let's plays and stuff like that on YouTube, and you know, it's just like 10-minute videos were like the goal, and now it's like if it's anything more than 60 seconds, like you're done, bro. It's not. So you know, we're out here.
Yeah, we out here
with the 1 hour episodes.
Yeah.
No, but like
I know what I was gonna say.
He was gonna say
sensory overload. That's what I wanted to say.
Yeah, that
where
makes
it's just
sense.
like there's just so much going on,
bro,
that you're just so mesmerized by it, and you can't just take your eyes off of it, and it's like ADHD inducing, or to the point where you can't focus on anything anymore because you just need to like really like you just need so much to happen in order to focus on something.
Yeah.
And it's just so crazy how that's like children are watching that, you know, like it's like why are we doing this to children? Like it's just so crazy. I've been seeing those all over the place, and it's a little sad, concerning, and yeah, I mean, I don't know. It really, like, I feel like that should be studied in a way. I feel like it's just it's such a interesting phenomenon or whatever. To the point where you act like this has to be academically studied, the way that social media, like today, the present day today, is really like altering our perspective when it comes to attention, or, you know, the way we focus on certain things. I don't know. It's just so crazy. I feel like, I mean, I guess to a degree we are living in a dystopia, but that's a whole different conversation. But yeah, what were you going to show me? I'm telling you, it's just a sensory overload. Like, it's like as much as I don't want to laugh, I'm laughing because there's just so much going on. You know?
I remember sending that video to my roommate, and I'm like, it just keeps going and going.
Like, there's no way to avoid it. As much as you don't want to laugh, or as much as you don't want to pay attention to something like that, it just takes your attention.
They have your eyes, bro. It's crazy.
Like, it's just like they just override your brain.
Like he's in a giggly mood now.
Like, for real, bro. It's just so crazy.
I don't know if the mic was able to pick that up very well, but
well, I don't know if we could put that.
No, I'm not putting that. But it's just funny. Like when you're talking about sensory overload, I'm like, I know exactly what he's talking about.
Like I'm actually scared for the next generation of children, because it's just gonna do like,
dude,
a bunch of ADHD problems, and it's just so.
Yes, the one thing that always like it kills me every time I see this is like when a little kid just has like an iPad.
An iPad, yep. That's always a go-to. Yeah.
Sorry, but I can't believe it. Like, and then I have a little cousin who like has a tablet, and then he'll like be on YouTube, and you know how they have YouTube Shorts now, and he's just scrolling. I'm like, bro, and like there's things I hear, I'm like, dog, what are you watching? What are you watching? And I'm like, and the thing is like I love to be like my kids I'm never gonna allow that like for my kids, but like I understand how easy it is to just like give this to them and be like, you know, it does the parenting for them.
Your iPad.
like that's actually, and like it influences it. I would think it influences them probably more than we might think. You know, it's like like. I mean, it's just wild to me.
I mean, when I was growing up, I didn't really have that. Crack. Huh? Is that me or you?
No, that was me.
Oh, when I was growing up, I didn't really have that. I mean, because it was like the mid-late 2000s, so phone like we weren't to this degree yet.
Memes will have the top text, bottom text.
Yes. No, I grew up in the top text, bottom text. Like the most I guess like chaotic entertainment I got was like from Smosh and like you know the early days of YouTube or whatever.
But even that had structure, you know.
Yeah,
it's
even
like,
that had like this like narrative structure. This is just like complete chaos.
Or I think my roommate also sent me something. Dude, the things that my roommate and I send each other. It's the reason I have such a like funky. That's it. It's just an image of like the fucking mini sliders, the burgers that they give out for like school lunch.
And it's
playing sexy back.
Sexy back.
That's it. It's like it's just like a stock image, bro. It's crazy.
Oh man.
But like it's funny.
Yeah, like it's funny, but it's just like as much as you don't want to laugh at something like that, it just makes you laugh either way. But yeah, no. I mean, when I'm also. I mean, I guess my plans like in the future too is to have a family.
Yeah.
And I've thought of this, you know, it's like, okay, if I'm going to have kids, like what am I going to do like with like, because they're obviously going to see me with a phone. They're going to see me with like a laptop or whatever.
Yeah.
And they're going to like, you know, they'll see the screen, like the bright screen. They'll be like, whoa, like what is that? And
dude, yeah, my little cousin cries for his mom. So
it's like,
give him the phone.
So it's like, you know, how am I going to deal with that? Obviously, I can't be like, you know, I can't just like completely like stop them from like ban it from them. But at the same time, I can't just give it to them. So it's just like thinking about how to, you know, make it so that it's actually a productive thing and not like a detriment to their development.
Yeah, I think parental controls are just like non-existent these days.
Because it's just so hard. Because even then, like if you don't like give them a phone or whatever, they're gonna see like other kids with phones and they'll be like, why don't I have a phone? Like I should have a phone. And then you know, there's the whole argument or whatever, which is just gonna be very tough as a parent. So
and then like the more they fight, the easier it is. The temptation is just be like, all right, here you go.
Yeah,
and it's like I don't want to do that.
I don't want to do that either.
But then I don't want to be an asshole. So it's like, well, what am I gonna do?
I don't know. I guess. Yeah.
It's also like
if you have any advice for that, put it in the comments down below.
Any moms
out there?
Any moms and dads?
Yeah, or parental guardians. Put a comment down below on your suggestions.
I doubt we get any, because I mean I've had listeners from like all age ranges, but majority of them are like our age. Yeah. Which I mean would make sense because you guys are the target audience.
Yeah, you guys are the target audience.
College students or like high school students. It's kind of
we're trying to get your attention,
right? The demographic here. Yeah. That, you know, I mean, it's just like if I could hang out with you, like, and no one would like look at us weird, then you're probably who the show is for. Yeah. Yeah, it's like imagine me and like a little like 3-year-old just be like, "What's up, bro?" Like, can you imagine if there's like a 3-year-old out there who's like using their mom's phone to like watch this right now?
Hello. Leave a comment down below how old you are, so that we can Google Gaga. Yeah, no, it's crazy, and even like, I guess that also goes to the extent of television. With like Cocomelon or whatever, you know, it's just it's I don't know.
I would rather my kid watch Cocomelon than like the freaking Spider-Man and Elsa type shit that is on like the deep side of YouTube. Yeah,
actually, you know what? There's actually been. I mean, I was looking. There's like, have you seen Bluey?
No,
the kids TV show. Apparently, it's like a decent show. In terms of like, because it's
like Sesame Street kind of thing. Because like I feel like like for us, like Sesame put on like
Sesame Street,
like PBS or like, put on like Cuba,
the old Cartoon Network or whatever. Yeah. No, I mean it's supposed to be like a kids show, like a very like sanitized kids show, but it's actually. I don't know. I've heard good things about it because apparently it's not like the sensory overload type thing, but apparently like there've been people like actual adults giving reviews of the show, and apparently it's good. So I don't know. I guess that's because I've been seeing it on YouTube. I mean, not. I actually seen.
My man is glued to the screen watching Bluey 24/7.
No, I meant to say I've seen like on my recommended feed. There's like several videos about it, like about Bluey, and it's like, okay, I've seen like already seen this pop up several times. What is this about? And then I watched one, and I don't know. Apparently, it's a good show. And like I even scrolled to the comments. I'm like, is this like really like true? And then even the comments were like, yeah, this show's like pretty good. You know, like this is something I would show my kids. And it's like, okay. So yeah, not all is lost, I think, with children's media.
It is scary though.
But it is very scary. I'll give you that.
I mean, even like adult media too. It's like
Velma.
I forgot that show existed, low key. Yeah, Velma. Because then it's like the wokeness.
Yeah, the
and
wokeness.
Like everything. Dude, it's
everything gets politicized.
It is so hard, bro.
You can't enjoy. Yeah, you can't enjoy anything anymore because everything's just so politicized.
I mean, I feel like you can enjoy things. It's just like there will always be people who will like disagree with something, and then it kind of gets personal in a way. Like people take things personally, and then that's where like conflicts start to pop up. But yeah, man, it is 6:30, and I think it's time for us to head out.
Yeah, we can talk about Velma. Actually, no, we can't because we have to. I don't know, unless he's down for it. Unless Stark gets down.
What are your thoughts? Yeah, so just a little. I mean, what are the chances someone listens to this exact moment before the next episode? Probably low. Point is, we're gonna have a guest next week. Miguel, shout out to Miguel. He was able to secure this on his own. I was just kind of like, sure,
whatever.
Just like
bring whoever.
Just like I don't care.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring the preacher that we have on campus.
Donald Trump. Oh, the preacher dude who hands out the pamphlets.
Dude, yeah, abortion is bad, or whatever he says. But yeah,
Christ is the only way.
Yeah.
Don't clip that.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we're going to have a special guest. It'll be fun. I got to do my research on him because I got to come up with good questions.
Yeah, it's just going to be questions. I already have some questions in line.
Yeah.
But you can also ask questions.
I can probably put up like an Instagram thing to do like audience submitted questions.
Okay. As long as it's not anything,
well, because
explicit, then we should be fine.
I'm not going to say what just popped into my head. Thank you guys so much for listening to On My Mind, the podcast. We love you guys.
Yeah.
Next week, excited for it. I'm excited for it. And Miguel, do you have any last things to say?
Yeah. Shout out to everyone who made it to this year. Because not everyone did make it to this year, and I feel like that's a very important thing to address. And we should remember those who didn't make it. Obviously this is very the tone shifted very much here. I didn't expect it to shift that much, but yeah, no.
Oops.
Yep. Shout out to you. You made it.
Shout out to Mario.
You
made his birthday yesterday.
Oh yeah, and Mario is his
Mario
birthday.
made it.
Mario made it. You made it. Whoever's listening, we made it to the next year. And there are many more years to come.
Take care of your kids.
And take care of your kids. Don't give them an iPad. Shout out to the parents who are actually competent with their children.
Yeah. All right. Thank you guys so much. We'll catch you guys next week.
Yeah.
Bye.
See ya. Later.
Brett.